Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. One of the videos that was being requested a lot was me talking about brushes. So I thought it'd be fun to first start off with my favorite eye makeup brushes that I use. And then I'll keep doing these because I keep adding to my kit, and just like every other makeup artist, we can never have enough brushes. So I buy every brush I like, I buy like 10 off. Okay, so I have too many brushes and I tend to use some of them a lot. So I want to talk about the ones that I keep going back to and I love quite a bit. So let's get started. This is to contour and highlight. What I love about this for eye makeup is that a lot of times when I'm making those lines, like joining my crease to my nose, doing like my inner corners, I feel a lot of this area. I do love this brush. I also like it to sometimes conceal right under that eye. When I'm going just near the eye, I feel, and I'm trying to blend between anything that's under my eye and this corner. So I really use this more like a corner brush almost here. One of the mistakes people make is, okay, this particular area they tend to do foundation later on with. I always say cover your entire lid, and especially this inner corner area. This area, if it's darker, then your eye still looks like it's not concealed properly. So I do love it to kind of get into that inner corner area, make like my crease line if I want to bring it down to my nose and stuff. This is a brush I use a lot of. I mean, I've stopped doing this, but when I was at the salon, I used to number all my brushes, but I've stopped doing that. Just to keep account of them. Number 2 would be my Polar Dwarf brush, and this is the eye blender. Again, this is a very, please ignore the reason why I'm sharing these are some of my favorites. They've been with me for years now. So anyhow, Polar Dwarf is another company that I do like the brushes of, and this is a great kind of fluffy brush to kind of blend out that crease when I'm trying to just blend out once I've done the transition, etc. Whatever, I'll really go in there and use this. It's like a fluffy yet slightly firm brush to kind of blend that crease and transition. One of the rules with brushes, guys, is the harder it is, like the stiffer the brush, the more the pigment. It's gonna put stronger pigment down, and the fluffier the brush, as it gets fluffier yet, then it's easier to blend with. And another trick that I always tell, trick or hack or information that one should have while using brushes is, if you hold it from the end of the brush, then you apply less pressure and hence it's softer. And if I held a brush from the beginning almost and tried to apply any color, then I would get more product on it and then hence be harsher. The next brush that I'm going to talk about is my MAC 287 here. This again I use a lot for doing any kind of inner corner work. If I'm applying the concealer in the inner corner, if I'm doing any area here, right under the eye when I'm applying like any kind of concealer, etc. I'm going to do a whole different video for like face brushes, concealer brushes, etc. But this is more, it's like a hybrid between, I would also use it for powder and I'd also use it for concealer, hence it's in my eye makeup brushes. I would also again use this has like this like duo brushes that MAC does, so it has like 2 different kind of bristles. So the top part I feel is very soft and gentle to kind of apply anything in the crease. I'd even do my brow bone color with it in a very soft manner. So this is another brush that I do quite love. One of those brushes that I think I have too many of, but one of my fail-safes in my makeup kit. Great for getting that blending happening, here in the corner, anywhere where I want that blending to happen. These brushes have been, I think MAC was the first company to be doing these, and then lots have come up since then, but this still happens to be one of my favorites. I do love this brush a lot, hence can't do without this, and all the blending, etc. This is one of my really important ones. Now there are variations of these by Morphe that I do quite love also. So there's the M330 by Morphe here. Again, great kind of shader, blending brush for the corners, for the crease, so I have this one. I also have a slightly fluffier version for a bigger surface area. So this is the M441. So it's like a fluffier, bigger. So when I want to do like a bigger area on my eye, I will use something like this. This is also good to blend like liquidy, like gel eyeliner, you know, any kind of eye cream colors, etc. This white bristle brush really works as well if I want to blend that in. So this is another one that is in my kit that I do love. The next brush that I'm going to talk about that I have variations of as well that I love is this Makeup Atelier number 9, which is a pencil brush, which you can also get from MAC. You know, MAC has a good pencil brush as well. It doesn't have to be this one, but I do love this one. So this is another brush I can't live without. A lot of the smudging that happens under the eye, if I'm trying to smudge a line on top of the eye, even if I'm trying to make a very severe kind of like crease or something, if I'm doing a look or, you know, for something, this is a brush that I can't do without. There's a smaller version of Morphe of the same. It's the E36. It's like a smaller version. Again, great for the same kind of like blending the top, lower, if I want to make an extreme, but it's just a smaller one, so I can really get in there if I want the line to be thinner. If I really want to get in there and blend something, this is the thinner version of the same. And this is like a small applicator shader brush that I love because of the size, right? So this is great when I'm trying to get into this area to apply something, the corner area to apply something. If I'm doing, say, a halo eye and I really want to do a soft, like right at the center something, this is the perfect size. It's small. A lot of times with bigger brushes, what happens is you kind of get stuck because you're like, oh god, I wanted to just apply it here, but now it's here as well. So finding like smaller, finer brushes for me just makes your job easier. So this is great for like that inner corner, the middle of the eye, even the brow bone, but predominantly for smaller areas this really works. So I love this one by Inglot, and this is the like narrow thin version. A lot of people when I'm doing my tutorials ask what's that brush you use in the corner. It just seems the perfect size. So this is the one that I use a lot of, where I kind of go in, and if I want to do just like that sharp corner, if I want to go into the crease and make a really sharp line, or really go inside and blend it out, this is a perfect size. So this is like the smaller, thinner cousin of that MAC brush, the blending brush. And this was a discovery that I made a few years back, and then I bought like I think at least 20 of these. So I love these for really getting in there. It's even great sometimes to smudge on top of the eye if I want to, even on the lower lash line. But what I love it most for is to really get into that corner, because sometimes the bigger blending brushes don't go in very well, and this goes in really well. So this is another one I can't do without. So I can't have enough of my blending brushes. So this is another one that I end up using and has great kind of like, you know, blending power potential. And it's like a dupe. I mean, initially that's what it's a dupe of the MAC blending brush, but again I find this to be slightly different, and hence this is also in my kit. This is the Duo Fiber eye brush, the Real Techniques, and this again, it has like a duo. So it has this top kind of bristle, and then the bottom bristle, and the top bristle, the longer white top bristle, is great to soften any kind of lines, blend. This is very gentle on the eye, so it can very gently go in and kind of blend any fine kind of blending that I want to do. This also size wise is great for the corners if I want to go in there, and because it's softer, the blending is softer, and it kind of gets in there and really can blend any harsh lines that are happening, etc. So this is another one that I love. The next brush in my kit is the JH15, and this is like a triangular kind of stiff brush, but again great when I want to go in with like a cream or a gel eyeliner and blend it out. I feel it also works really well here when I'm doing any kind of like sharp thicker kind of edge, you know, if I'm doing a more editorial look, this kind of works because it has like that angle. It also really works if I'm trying to bring something into my crease, and it's slightly stiffer, so I work with the more like gel eyeliners, you know, creamy eyeshadows, etc. with this. It works on powder as well though, but as you can tell, because it's kind of slanted, works really well going into these lines, etc. So this one, great for doing that eyebrow. Again, you could even apply an eyeliner with it under, but predominantly I tend to use this for eyebrows. And again, great to make lines if you want to go straight up or make your line and shape your brow. Another brush that is great. Then comes the shader brushes that I love. So shaders are what I apply the eyeshadows with. This is the M167 by Morphe, and this is great for application of those central kind of colors that I'll apply brow bone in the middle of my lid. Again, I can even work with these in the corner. I even have some of these. I mean, again, that's for a different video, my concealer brushes, etc. But I will sometimes even go and use these in the corner. I feel this is a great size. Another eye shader that I quite love is the Sigma's eye shading brush E55. This again, flat brush that one can apply any product with in the center of the eye, on the brow bone. This one really works again for application of product. And this is like a mini shader. Again, great to really go in under if I want to go in even on top on my line, even in the corner if I want to go anywhere. If I want to fix, sometimes you tend to, or at least for me when I'm doing bridal makeup, even my own, I'll hit something somewhere like eyelash glue or eyeliner. I need to go in and fix something, then this one is great. So a lot of the smaller brushes I've shown you guys is great for that precision when you're going in. Next up is the Morphe M421. This is the eyeliner brush, which is slightly slanted like this. I think it just works, especially when you're trying to go in. It's already bent, so you can really get that line, you know, when you're trying to, especially with false eyelashes, when people have false eyelashes on, I feel it's just easier to go in and kind of draw with this one. So I do tend to use this one quite a bit as well, and I can't do without my eyebrow brushes in general, this one. So this has like an eyebrow brush on one side and like a comb on the other. It's the Morphe E2 E29, and it's great to just constantly, like I have one of these in my handbag most of the time as well, to just brush up my brows because they tend to move around a little bit. So this is great to kind of push them up, and you can then shape with this as well. And this is the interesting brush because it's got like a longer, it's like a shader brush, but it's long. And again, it really helps when I'm applying anything, you know, slightly thicker. I feel again, when I'm doing like a thick line of like an gel eyeliner, when I want to apply like powder in a thick line, this works, you know. Again, a lot of times when I'm trying to shade this area inner, towards the inner side, I tend to use this a lot. So this is another brush. Next up is the Morphe M421. This is also a shader brush, but the size is smaller. So again, great to kind of go into the center of the eye. There's a variety of brushes I've shown you in my blending brushes, and then the shading brushes, and even my pencil brushes, because it's all about getting a slight variety of sizes in the brushes that do certain things, and then, you know, you can cover so much more eye makeup wise. So this is another size, the shader brush. Again, great to apply center, brow bone, etc. Really works well. The last brush that I will show you guys that I do love is this Morphe VIP Sweep. It was like from a brush set that they do, and it doesn't have a number on it, but it's like a big kind of almost like you could even use it for highlighter, etc. But I do like to kind of use it again to soften a lot. If I want to apply something really softly here, you know, I will kind of go in with this brush. A lot of like the softer blending that I'm doing, I do with this brush. And again, if I want to sometimes even create like a shine around the eye, I do end up using this brush a lot. So this is another one that is in my kit. So that was a small compressed version of the brushes that I use a lot of. I know you guys will be like, but what about this one and that one? I have like, I think now collectively about 410 brushes last I counted. But these are the ones that are some of my fail safes, some of the ones that I keep going back to. I can't do without these. These are the ones that I look for, being like, oh god, and I always remember, you know, where they are, because I can't do my makeup without them. I thought this would really interest you guys because so many of you asked about brushes. Keep telling us what kind of content you want to see, so we keep making videos about them. It's a work in progress. We're also, you know, filming. It's very technical of how we need to shoot, lighting, etc., whatever. Again, I have a little baby, so there's baby in the middle as well. So we're really trying right now to see and find our you know, kind of rhythm. But you guys have been amazing. Just please keep liking, sharing and subscribing if you love the content, and keep giving us more ideas, encourage us to get better. Looking forward to connecting with all of you again, and I hope you guys really love this video and learned something. Lots more like these coming up.